Hello everyone and welcome back to Shire Farm. As you can see, we are cracking along with getting the field subsoiled. Now we've done half of this first divided up field 3. I'm going to call this from now on top of field 3, I think, since obviously it is the top end of the field, and the other one the bottom end of field 3. So as you can see, we're doing pretty well. The only problem is it's getting a bit late in the day now, and also the weather seems to have turned against us, which is obviously not the best, but oh well, we'll see if we can get cracked on. I think the plan for this video is to get the fields subsoiled, both this top field and also the bottom field, and also do a few little jobs around the farm as well while that, because I'm going to probably get this one finished, and then we'll set up going around the headland of the bottom of field 3, and then we'll probably set an AA worker going. I do use workers in my series. I don't see a massive issue with it personally, so we'll set a worker again, and then we'll do a few jobs around the farm. One of the comments in the last videos was to move the grass bales out of the weather and obviously into a shed, which I think is actually a really good suggestion, so I'll probably do that as well. Now that we've got the Massey Ferguson all set up as a good farm tractor with the front loader, the additional weights, etc., so we'll get that cracked on. And while we're talking about changes to tractors, as you can see, we've actually made some changes to this class tractor as well. So we've actually put some wide tyres and some rear wheel weights on as well, and we've got the warning signs at the back. Now it's a little bit wider, so that's quite nifty. We'll get cracked on with this field, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the other side of the time lapse. Many thanks. Now we've got the top of field 3 all finished, I think it's time for some rest, and I'll look forward to seeing you in October on the first day, and we'll get cracked on with a few of the little jobs. Many thanks. Good morning everyone, and as you can see we are in the first day of October and we got the subsoiling completed on the top of field 3. Well, let's just have a quick check on the sheep. So yeah, we've actually got some wool for the first time. That's really good news. We seem to still have, the health of the animals is now 100%. Still got lots of food and lots of water, so that is good. So as I said in the last, well, not in the last video, but before we rested, we will set the AI working on this top field, or sorry, the bottom field shortly, but I'll probably just go around the headland for a start and get that sorted, because obviously everybody knows that the AI can get a little bit lost. We'll say lost on when doing certain contract jobs. So we'll get this done around the headland first, all the way around the field. No, I'm probably going to go for 2 passes of the headland, and then we can have a bit of a understanding on how big this field is when we're working on it. And then what we will do is we'll look at purchasing a cheap fertilizer spreader, so we can actually do some lime spreading, because I'm pretty certain that both the top and bottom split of field 3 both need lime as well, so I think they're going to use quite a lot as well, but I can check that. So it's not going to be a big issue, I don't think. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so just needs lime now, so we can get that done, because I think that's an important step, and then we can hopefully get started with getting some cover crops up in top of field 3. I'm thinking we might not go for the box drill that I discussed at the end of the last episode straight away. I think what we're probably going to go for, we might go for something like an Amazoni drill. I've actually used one on a series recently, where I've just released a video recently as well, on the new mini brun multiplayer co-op series with a friend of mine, Pugsley. So and I've used the Amazoni drill in that series, and to be honest, I was really impressed with it. So I think, and it's not 6 meters, it's 4, which I think is a good width for this part of this series. We don't want to be progressing too fast too soon with too big equipment, I don't think. Obviously, if you think we should be using bigger equipment sooner, then let me know in the comments below. But obviously, I want to take this series to quite a few episodes. I'd like to try and get to paying off the loan, getting some pretty big equipment, maybe tractors of up to 300-400 horsepower, maybe even looking at something like a tracked version of like a John Deere 8RX or something, and then look at potentially trying to get £1 million in the bank and quite a few fields with some productions. I am planning to potentially run a mod BGA as well, which is a nice little BGA mod that I've seen as well, that I've run on my other main series that I'm going to do some videos highlights of in the next coming weeks. So I think I'd like to do that, because that also gives them the ability to use conveyor systems to move silage from the silage pits to the BGA, burns BGA, get some electricity, etc., and do it that way. But it's just something else to do. So yeah, I don't really want to be progressing too fast in this series, but hopefully you agree that we're not doing that at the moment. We're just not taking it too quickly, but we're just nicely, what I would say, trotting along, shall we say, at a good pace. So we've nearly got 1 pass done, and yeah, this field is quite a bit smaller than the top of field 3, so that's not bad though, because I mean we could put a like a wheat or a oat crop in this one year, but I think this year we'll probably put a maybe oat in this one actually, and sorghum in the big top field. What we'll do, we'll probably work it out off camera on what we think we will get literage wise, etc., and how much money. So I mean, we'll need some food for the chickens, so that's going to be sorghum or wheat or barley. So it's going to be one of those in one of the fields at least, and hopefully in January, I think it is, we should be able to look at selling the wheat we've got in storage and the bales. So that should give us around 100,000. So we'll be able to either invest that into some new equipment or potentially look at selling, or sorry, not selling, look at paying off the loan. We've got the silage to look at as well. That's another little job I need to look at actually in a minute when I've got this second headland pass done and I can set the AI worker going. And then we can work out how much that hopefully is going to get us as well by using the real-time stock check mod. Now, I think what I'll do is go all the way around this, like I said, for a second headland pass, and then I'm probably going to go lengthways. From this top where we are now down to the bottom, because I think that's going to be the most efficient way. The AI is going to be going up and down an awful lot of times, because obviously it is what I would call longer rather than wider, this field, which is absolutely fine. That's not an issue. But I think if we try and potentially go the other way, it will be a lot longer. So hopefully this should be pretty good. Now what we'll do is we will go to a time lapse, I think, and get this headland finished, and then hopefully you'll see me back on the farm doing a few little jobs and checking on some of the other areas of the farm. Many thanks. Now that we're back on the farm and we've let the AI worker take over, not 100% certain how good a job he's going to do, but let's see. I think there's going to be some interesting shapes left for us to fix, but that's not a bad thing. What have we got? 84%. Damn, I thought they'd be done. Oh well. Yeah, 85%. It might be done in this month then. So let's have a quick look at how the grass is doing, because I need to have a quick look. So that's stage 2. So there's another job for us to do actually, is to obviously do our little trick of using the weeder to take that to a fully fertilised field. And yes, I did just get stuck on the wall. Oh well. So let us look at getting some of these grass bales moved, I think. So let's get this. Just unfold the front. Okay, and then we're going to look at getting these grass bales moved. Just move them from here to a shed. Now I think it's going to be easier for me to run quickly. I think it's going to be probably the best idea to probably put them in this one over here. Easy to get to. Should be averagely quick to load them as well. So let's get back into the tractor and get cracked on with that. Now, I don't think there's many to do. No, there isn't actually. Apart from one of the hay bales is in the way. That's a bit of a shame. Oh well, we'll just do that now then. Let's move these out of the way quickly. We're not going to move the hay bales to anywhere in particularly dry or anything, because obviously we're going to sell these in a couple of months and I'm not too bothered. And yep, just crashed into that. Oh well. Obviously the grass bales are going to be very useful for us with the sheep moving forward, and they don't seem to be using a lot at the moment, and that's got it. Yeah, bit of an unorthodox way of loading that one. Oh well. I'll just put that over here. That's perfect, agreed. So we will there, now we have full access. Don't think it's going to take very long to do this job. Then what we'll do, we'll have a quick discussion and chat about what fertiliser spreader we're going to use for doing the liming. Now, hopefully, it shouldn't be an expensive thing to get hold of, a little spreader. Now, I'll have a closer look in a second, which one we're going to go for. But as you can see, even with one bale on this tractor, it does seem a lot more stable than what it was without the wheel weights. But I will say I probably should have got a second weight, because I've actually only got one weight, and that's on the class tractor at the moment, which is in the field. So what we've probably done there is caused ourselves a few other issues, but oh well. Yeah, I think. Let's see, can we potentially? Let's try it anyway. I think because we've got some. No, that's not going to work, is it? Maybe. No. It will if we pull the other bells down with us. Oh yes. Nope. Okay. Oh well. So yes, even with wheel weights at the back, we definitely do need to have a weight at the back as well, which is actually on the front of the class tractor. So there's another there is another thing to buy from the shop when we have a quick look in a minute. So we'll probably buy another one of those, another weight again. But obviously we needed the weight on the front of the class tractor to allow us to be able to counter the weight of the subsoiler. Let's just put that down. So with that in mind, I think what we'll do, we'll finish off the loading of those bales in a second. Let's have a quick look. First off, use vehicle market, as always. Wow, okay. Sugar beet, one row. Oof, that would take a long time. I've done sugarcane, sorry. I've done sugarcane once on one of my series. Kind of enjoyable, but an awful lot of work and an awfully long time to do the harvest. Get a lot of sugar out of it, and which is nice if you've got your own production, but a lot of work in my opinion. That's a really nice tray of the Oracle. Use that as well when I started out before. It's obviously cheap, even when it's full price, so nothing in there really though. So, fertiliser spreaders, this is where we probably don't have all of the ones we need installed. So we've got some of the base ones. That doesn't do lime, that does, but it's a lot of money. That does, and it's averagely expensive. That does 800 litres, they're not very big. 440 again. Right, okay, I think I need to look at probably installing some different ones as well actually. So what I'll do, first thing I'll do, let's just check how the AI is getting on. Oh, okay. Pretty good actually. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay. I think then what we'll do is I'm going to leave this here for a second, and as if by magic I'll appear again, and hopefully I'll have installed some other mods from Mod Hub with regards to a cheap fertiliser spreader that can do lime, and we'll go from there. Many thanks. And as if by magic I'm back, and I've enabled the mod I was talking about for the fertiliser spreader. Now we're going to look at this Lizard AC2. Again, descriptions of the mod will be down in the video description as always. 8,500 I think is a good price. It does fertiliser and lime, 42 metre spread, and at 2,600 litre capacity, which I think is really good. So do that, I think. Yep, 9,500 with the stairs. No, I think that's £25 for the stairs. Do we really need the stairs? I don't think so. Stickers, 1 or 2. Probably 2 actually. I like it without the background. Yeah, I think we'll go for that. So I'll say buy that. And then I think the other thing we really need to buy is a weight again. Because obviously that does mean that we can then potentially complete what we were trying to do earlier. So 1,600, we'll buy that again. Yep, okay, fantastic. And what we'll do then, we will I think we'll get off to the shop. Now that we're heading back to the farm, I've actually done a couple of runs to the shop, because as you can see on the front of the tractor now, one, we've got the weight on the back, and two, like I say, on the front of the tractor we've actually now got a new attachment for the front loader. We've got some a big bag lifter, so we've actually bought some additional lime. So we've now got the spreader, which is brilliant. We've also now got this big bag lifter, because obviously we're going to need quite a lot of lime for what we're doing. So we just detach that one. Detach. It always does that. Detach that one. Just push it up there a minute. Come on. Yeah, fantastic. So we've now got a big bag lifter. We've got about 9,000, but maybe more actually, litres of lime, because as everybody knows, lime gets used up in an incredibly quick amount of time in this game, so I thought it was something that's a good idea to do that. So I do know that off camera that the AI worker has now finished. So just stop that on that tractor. Let's just go over to the AI worker, see how we're getting on. Right, okay, so yeah, like I said, there's a few patches left, which we thought there would be. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to finish these last few bits in a quick time lapse. There's a few bits and bobs around the edges that I think I'll probably pick up in a second as well once I've finished doing this last little strip here. But yeah, again, really happy with splitting field 3 up actually into these two good sized fields. I mean, I think we've still got a two really good sized fields that we can put some good crops in moving forward, etc. I don't think I'd want to strip them or split them down any more than what they are, because I think if we did, it just leaves us with some very unusual sized and shaped fields. I think, yeah, moving forward we'll look at buying some other fields. Maybe the one next door over there, 33, is a pretty good arable field to buy, and obviously there's quite a few grassland fields as well. Again, we can transform them into some normal arable fields as well, but yeah, I think we're about there with this, so that's good. I'll get this back to the farm. Like I said, I am glad that we did the splitting, so that's good, and hopefully next time we do have to do any kind of subsoiling / ploughing, we'll have enough money to actually get a bigger one. I'm not saying the big one that's in the market of needing 500 horsepower to be used, but I think hopefully we should have enough money to get maybe a bigger subsoiler, etc. moving forward. I haven't looked on Mod Hub recently to see if there's any new types of subsoiler around, so that's something I probably will do if I ever need a bigger one. I mean, it's not a bad size, but obviously with some of the fields that we're potentially going to have on this series, could be a bit troublesome. So let's just put that down. Yeah, it does interesting drop that, but there you go. Right, put this tractor away for a minute, and we'll put it over here actually, because we'll probably want to give it a bit of a bit of a repair a bit later. So that's not too bad. So let's get the fertilizer spreader set up on the Massey Ferguson, move the weight around, take the front loader off. As you can see, we've actually got a little bit of the field done, just all the way down, probably about 3/4 of it done. But we have already run into a bit of a problem. We are already out of lime, so I'm going to get back to the farmyard quick. I'm going to put on the front loader if I can, the weight on the front, and see if I can move some of the lime bags a bit closer to the field. Now on that, I think what we'll do is we will look at ending this video here, and we will pick up where we left off with the liming, etc. We'll probably do a little bit off camera in between episodes, but we'll pick up the next bit on the field prep where we get a seeder and we get some cover crops in the ground in the next episode. Many thanks for joining me.